What up? What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we start this show by being transparent. And yesterday ended up being another good day. Went 3-0. And I think I shared them all here on the show. The biggest bet was the Chargers. Didn't look good for the first half, but picked it up, got the win on the game. Played Chicago State plus 31.5. That was a winner. And then played Carl Anthony Towns over 12.5 rebounds. That was pretty easy as well. So nice day yesterday. And now we got my good friend Mr. Rob Veno here to help us out. Veno, how's everything been for you? How you doing today?
We're good, Skee. Yesterday was a 4-2 day over here. Would have swept the NBA. Actually thought I had the sweep because I had the OKC team total over 108.5. And boy, they looked like they were headed there pretty easily. And then fourth quarter slowed down a little bit. In fact, Orlando did cover the game in the end. OKC threw away a pretty big lead. But not going to complain with the 4-2 like you. I had the Chargers. That worked out well. Halftime, again, didn't look good, but we got that fair catch kick field goal right before the half, which sort of sent the Chargers on their way. So, month of December, I've said it before, month of December still remains good. We're up almost 30 units this month.
Nice.
So, yeah, we try and keep it rolling here.
Rocking and rolling. And the chat, he said in 9 minutes, 9 minutes late and still early. Man, you guys, if you've been around, you know, man. You guys know how things go around here sometimes. Hello, Miss Tasha. Good to see everybody in the chat. And cash on Chargers, Nets bets in here. Good to see everybody. Looks like a majority of people had a good day yesterday, except for this comment says yesterday NBA was horrible. So let's see if we can do some good things today in NBA. We have 3 games. We'll go first to your neck of the woods. Hornets at the 76ers. Yeah, make sure I'm seeing correctly here, Rob. Opened up 9.5-point favors. Now the Sixers are minus 13. I mean, damn. Total open 221 and it's down as low as 213.5. Let me just refresh this injury report. It has to be some. LaMelo's out. Maybe a move when he got ruled out or something. Miller's out. Mark Williams and Trey Mann are out. Embiid is game time decision. McCain and Caleb Martin are out. Man, first things first, what have the Sixers shown us to be 13, 12.5-point favorites now, expected to win by double digits? I mean, I haven't seen it. Can you endorse taking the Sixers at this big number?
Boy, it's hard. A couple of games ago, it was sometime last week, where Nick Nurse thought that they were kind of turning a corner and thought he could see some good things happening. And then, of course, the sinus or nasal injury to Joel Embiid kind of derailed that for the last couple of games. I saw questionable, Skee, and I was trying to pay attention to you reading the injury report on the Philly side. I thought maybe the increase in number might be because he's ruled in. He's been questionable all morning. But your question was, is there anything they're showing us that could want us to look to endorse them at minus 12.5-point favorites? And really, there isn't. Totals way down. I mean, Charlotte is on back-to-backs, played last night. I guess LaMelo, I just heard you say, ruled out now. I guess maybe him just coming back off injury, not going to play second of back-to-backs. Charlotte's a horrendous offensive team without him. So, I mean, I can make arguments to fade Charlotte. It's just the question was, can you make reasons to play on Philly? That's pretty hard to do. So I think if you're on the Philly side here, it's more of a Charlotte fade than it is a favoritism of the 76ers here. I could certainly see why the money is poured in on under in this game. We're from 221 all the way down to 213.5. If you shop well, you can still get 214s out there. That's, Charlotte could be held under 100 here. So maybe under is a good look.
Yeah, the market is pounding that under. Our guy Nets bets, like, he wants to lay the big number. Says line told me no LaMelo, no Miller. Had to confirm. Lost to Philly at home by 13 with both in a back-to-back. It's kind of confusing me. Maybe it's just me, but it's confusing me today. Nets bets, but he's on Philly minus 11. And I mean, I did look at it. Maybe I didn't watch that game, but Sixers did just beat this team a few days ago by 13. So I mean, I guess they could do it again. Jamrock Kicks thinks specifically Hornets team total under, thinks they'll struggle. If anybody's scoring points, Carry On says it's probably going to be Miles Bridges, and I could understand that as well. He does like Kelly Oubre too. So different ways to look at this game. Jay Main says Sixers covered 6 of the last 7. Am I just not paying attention to the Sixers? I mean, I guess they have covered 4 of their last 5. So maybe they are on the up. It's just not a team that has been getting my money or I'm looking to put my money on in this point spread range. So we'll keep it going. Appreciate you, Doug M. Says happy holidays, y'all. Love the show. Appreciate the great analysis. And I appreciate you for typing in. Next game up, we will go Bucks and Cavs. It's a good one. Opened up Cavs -8. Maybe not so good, huh? Must be injury report. Total, I mean, opened up 8, went to 9, and the total came down 3.5 points to 221. We have Lillard out, Middleton, he's probable, and Giannis is probable for the Cavaliers. Max Strus's game time decision, no Okoro for them. So the Bucks off of that, I mean, are they off a high winning that in season championship? Now they can exhale and maybe not play as hard in this game. They will be with I'll say this, they'll be without Lillard. And a couple games I was watching recently, when Lillard was off the floor, like that offense was not looking good at all. They were really struggling. So I worry about that. I forget exactly who it was. It might have been it might have even been that last game. It was one of the past 2 cup games. But as soon as Lillard came off the floor, the other team was like packing the paint and the Bucks were struggling. So that worries me, especially when you have, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley down there on the other side. Cavaliers could win this one easily. Do you think they'll do it, Veno?
A day and a half ago, I did. I actually did this video for Wagertalk TV this morning. And at that point, Dame wasn't officially ruled out. But I'll get into it here a little bit more in depth, Skee. My suggestion at that point was to take Milwaukee +9. Interesting that the line hasn't moved really with Dame ruled out. I had to go back once they posted the video and Dame was ruled out and just put a little disclaimer or additional note to say if you still like Milwaukee, and I don't see any reason to really run from +9. But if you like Milwaukee, you probably want to wait around. I'm sure you'll get more than 9 by the time this tips off, the more the NBA money comes in and people realize that Lillard isn't playing. But there's some things here, Skee, that as much as I wanted to play Cleveland, the number priced me out and pushed me toward the Milwaukee side. If we just look at scheduling for starters, unlike Oklahoma City, Milwaukee's had 3 days off. OKC, for some reason, had to play back-to-backs, or they will play the second of back-to-backs tonight. And in Milwaukee's case, they're kind of mirror image of Cleveland right now. When I went through all the numbers, Milwaukee's now number 3 in the NBA in three-point shooting field goal percentage. And Cleveland's 1. They're 1 and 3 as far as field goal percentage from distance is concerned. Without Dame, it does hinder them a little bit, but it's other guys like Taurean Prince that have been draining threes for that squad. And over the course of the last 15 games, they're shooting 41% from deep, and Cleveland doesn't defend it. Cleveland's like 24th in the league at defending the 3. So a slight advantage there toward Milwaukee. And then you talked about Mobley and Allen, and there's only a handful of teams in the NBA that can stack up interior size-wise to Cleveland, and Milwaukee happens to be one of them. They've got their share of bigs, Giannis, Portis, Brook Lopez, et cetera, et cetera. So when I went through the rebounding numbers, Milwaukee's just as good a rebounding team. Milwaukee does everything Cleveland does just as well. They can probably neutralize everything Cleveland does well. They played twice this year. Before Milwaukee got hot, those games were decided by 2 and 1 point, just to show you how close these teams are in personnel. I looked at the depth. 6 through 9 is about equal on these teams right now. Milwaukee's become pretty deep. And then the biggest thing I think of all, Skee, you hit on is the situational aspect. Will Milwaukee come in on a little bit of a letdown? And reading some Giannis quotes, I don't think that's the case. He talked about how totally connected they are right now, how the mindset was focused and ready to get back to regular season play. I don't know how much our favorite head coach Glenn has to do with this, but it seems like Giannis has become the spokesman for it. Kind of what like Anthony Edwards said a couple of weeks back to his team. Giannis is preaching complete cohesiveness here. So Cleveland can win the game. It's a Friday night at home. It's a game that they'll probably want to play well in, but 9 seemed like a big number to me. And I think you'll get more as the day goes on, but I am locked in at +9.
All right, thinking it's a little bit too many points here, and I'm not mad at that look. Casey likes Giannis over his rebounds. A lot of different looks in the chat from the guys on this game. One more game left here, Veno, and that is Oklahoma City and Miami Heat. Opened up Thunder -1.5. Not much movement at all. It says Heat right here, but maybe it was Heat favored earlier. Maybe it switched again. So let me go ahead and clean that up. We'll put Heat +1.5. And as far as the total, it came down, or I'm sorry, it went up from 215 as high as 218, but right now, I guess consensus is 217.5. Oklahoma City, no Chet. Jalen Williams, the center, looks like he's out as well again. Flagler out for Miami. Richardson doubtful. Larson questionable. Jovic questionable. This is now what OKC's playing their third game in 4 nights here. I can't help but think that like it's some kind of fatigue or maybe even I would say letdown, but I guess it's not a letdown for them. Just maybe a fatigue spot. Third game in 4 nights. Didn't cover last night versus Orlando. Heat are coming off an overtime game, but they've had a lot of rest before this one. I believe it's 3 days, so they should be good to go. And they lost that last game to Detroit too, so I think they will be hungry for a win. I think it's a chance for the Heat to bounce back, and just not the best spot for the Thunder. So because of that, also looking at the Heat, last 5 games, they've been the number 1 offensive rated team, been a better rebounding team. I would only look towards the Heat at the house in this game. How do you see it?
It's interesting to me, Skee, because that total went up as soon as Oklahoma City posted their injury report, which features nobody other than the usual suspects. You would think third and 4 nights, second of back-to-back, all would travel, that maybe Mark Daigneault might have rested somebody in this game. But when you don't rest anybody and you're off of a win last night, it seems to me like OKC is going to come to play again. They're one of those teams that does have the depth and the let's call it stamina to be able to survive these 3 and 4 nights. But I think more than that, with everybody playing here, I'm inclined to take over in this game. A little bit because of what you said about Miami. You always have to check them, but they've been a really good offense as of late. And maybe Oklahoma City's third and 4 nights, defensive fatigue shows up rather than offensive. And I think Oklahoma City can score. They just continue to play with pace. They really let off the gas pedal last night against Orlando, who's an extremely slow tempo team. And Oklahoma City wound up with 105 after, I think, having 60 plus at halftime. So I think if they had stayed on the pedal, they probably would have gotten to 112, 113 last night. Maybe I'm bitter because it cost me a bet. I'm not sure. But I think they'll do their share of scoring, and I think Miami probably gets them too. Number, as always, in these Miami games is generally set low because they are Miami and because of the perception that comes with them of being a slow-paced team. But 217.5, not a hard number to reach in the NBA, especially if Oklahoma City is a little bit lax on the defensive side. Miami's not a team, really quick here, they're not a team that can necessarily hurt Oklahoma City where they're weak, which is on the boards and the interior. We saw that in that championship game against Milwaukee. OKC, without Chet Holmgren and only Hartenstein to do all of that work and have to play extensive minutes, it's hard on OKC. But aside from Bam, Miami doesn't really have a lot of interior players. So to me, it looks like it could be an up and down fest, and 217.5 is approachable. So I think I'm going to look at over.
Over for Rob Veno. Man, I can't help but think, just, man, I mean, I said it a little bit. The chat is saying it. It's like calling my name. Where the comments at? Here we go. Friday in Miami after Vegas. I mean, Vegas, then South Beach. I'm not gonna lie, the game, um, one of the games I went to for OKC, I feel like one of them guys was a couple of them guys was out partying the way they was playing in that first game. The second game, it really looked like they was out there partying. So now you get this young group to go to South Beach. I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like a Heat spot to me. I'm gonna be trying to find every single reason I can to bet the Heat today. So that's how I see things. Vino, I don't know. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I barely even looked at NFL. I was gonna try to switch it over there, but I mean, I don't really have much to contribute. I've been kind of doing it day of. But was there anything else you want to touch on? I know we got games going on right now, so maybe we just want to go watch them.
Yeah, it's a big college football bowl weekend. College football playoff goes tonight. A little snow in South Bend, cold weather in Happy Valley. Got that Texas game. A whole bunch of stuff going on, Skee. So, yeah, I don't mind tomorrow. We got NFL football as well. They throw a couple on the Saturday. So, for those who are inclined to bet football, I will say this real quick. You can go check out the Wagertalk College Football Show I was on yesterday. The games that we covered were the SMU Penn State game, the Indiana Notre Dame game, and I personally covered Florida in Tulane. So if you're trying to bet that bowl game, which goes this afternoon, you might want to refer over to YouTube to Wagertalk TV. You can catch that over there, all the college football action.
All right. If you guys are looking for some football, Rob Vino told you where to find it. Yeah, we'll move it on over to best bets here. I'm not gonna lie, I want to go get something to eat and I want to watch the games too before I got to do my next show. So best bets, or actually, yeah, before best bets, Rob, I'll ask you if there's anything you would like to promote, and then maybe there's a play you'd like to share. I know they got a couple specials going over at Wager Talk.
Yeah, they're a couple of really nice specials over there. The one I'll talk about, Skee, real quick, is the College Football Bowl special. 149 gets you every single bowl play released. Again, I'm not big on this touting stuff, but it's been a good month of December. It's been a good college football run the last 3 weeks. We're loaded up to the gills with college football action, including FCS playoffs. They're down to the semifinals in the FCS, which will go tomorrow on national television as well. Ton of stuff to choose from. If you're interested in selection packages, Skee always puts the link in the description. You can find my plays over there. For tonight, I hope we can parlay this, Skee, because I'm going to say that you're going to find your way to Miami, and I'm going to find my way to over in this game. Lucky for me that OKC wasn't in South Beach last night. They were still traveling from Orlando to get there. They may hit that club scene after the game. I don't know how long they're going to stick around in town. But the fact that Dagnall is playing everybody just says something to me about this team. And I do think that the 3rd and 4 nights shows up more on the defensive end than the offensive. I like the fact that Miami's going really good last 5 games offensively. So 217.5. I usually have pretty good luck with these Miami overs. We'll try that one here, over 217.5. I'm going to bet it, so that's why I'm talking about it. Miami, Oklahoma City, over 217.5.
Good stuff from Vino. And I'll also just shout out, see they have here, by January, get the rest of December free. So Rob said he's up, about 30 units in December. I know I'm up about 40 units in December. Hey, you can rock with us for the rest of the month. If you buy January over at wagertalk.com. For myself, I can't lie. I haven't made a bet yet. I don't like giving stuff, if I didn't bet it, I don't want to give it to you guys. So as of right now, I'm closest to betting the Heat. I'm going to try to find some more reasons in this next hour before I do the OG show with Wham Bam, Dutch, and Babano. And then I got to go on with Kyle as well. So I'll be making some decisions. Sorry, I can't share a best bet today, but I gave you guys 3 winners yesterday. So, Rob, appreciate you taking the time to come on. It's always great to break down these games with you. Chat, I appreciate all of you as well. Great cappers, great people, and you guys help make the show. So, until the OG show, I'll catch you guys. Peace.